Hare Krishna, dear devotees, let's begin. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishaki Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nidhi Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. ग्रंथ राज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रीमद् भगवत गीता एज इट इज की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you very much for joining. Let's begin with Srimad Bhagavatam reading. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 4, The Atrocities of King Kamsa. We have to begin with text 16 today. Very quickly, I'll give you a recap of what we read so far in this chapter. So, after Vasudev returned from Gokula, taking the baby with him, the girl, female baby of Yashoda Mai, and he placed the baby next to Devaki Mai on her bed. Then the doors closed automatically on their own. He put the iron shackles on his legs and the doors closed. Then all the doorkeepers, they woke up hearing the crying sound of the baby, and they immediately went to Kamsa to inform him of the birth of the 8th child. Kamsa, who was waiting with great anxiety to get this news, when he heard this, he said, "Now the time has come, my death has come, or now the time has come to kill the 8th child." So immediately he left to go to the maternity home, where that means the prison house where Devaki gave birth to the baby, and he went in such haste that all his hair was scattered. He didn't even take care of his hair. And after going there, Devaki, seeing her brother, she began to plead with him in a very piteous way, that, "My dear brother, this is a girl, she will become your daughter-in-law. Please don't kill her. A woman does not deserve to be killed." In a very piteous way, she was pleading with him. And then, like a Kshatriya lady, in her, like following the Kshatriya codes, when there is a difficult situation, they follow this principle of Dama, Sama, and Dana. So first by Dama, she said that, "You have killed so many of my babies who are so effulgent." But then by Sama, she said, no, actually it's my own destiny. This happened because of my own destiny. You are not to be blamed. And then finally, Dana, she's begging for charity. "Please, let me have at least this last child as a charity. It's a girl, let me have this last one." And then she also says why she deserves this charity, because she's the younger sister of Kamsa, and she is very helpless, very poor, because she lost all her children, and she was manda, right, less intelligent. For all these reasons, she deserved that charity from her brother. So she's begging him, at least let me keep this last baby, my dear brother, like that. Actually, in the previous verse, when she said, a girl doesn't deserve to be killed, and there she said that, "Oh, Kalyana," means, "Oh, auspicious one, don't do anything which will be inauspicious for your future." That means if you kill a girl, it's not going to be good for you, like that. So then in this way, she was tightly holding on to the baby, but still Kamsa, and she was crying as if she was, in a very helpless, a poor lady. She's crying. But actually, she was not poor because she's the mother of Krishna, and also her own child was still living. She was pleading for another's baby. That's why Deenavat, like a poor lady, she's saying, but in reality, she was not poor. Why she's begging? She's begging Kamsa, don't kill this baby. Still, Kamsa, his heart didn't melt. On the contrary, he chastised her and forcibly he pulled that baby away from Devaki with his hand. He separated that baby from Devaki and holding that baby by the feet, that newborn baby who is the daughter of his younger sister, he smashed that baby against the stone, Shila Prishte. Why he did this? What happened to all his brotherly love for his sister? That love was uprooted by his selfishness, by his swartha, right? What was his swartha? This child is going to kill me, so I'll kill it, like that. So then at that time, when he tried, like he held the baby and he was smashing the baby against the wall, that baby actually slipped from his hand and went upwards. Like he's by force throwing her down. She should have fallen down after slipping. Instead of slipping down, she went upwards. And actually, it's also explained, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary, while she was going up, she pushed, right? With her foot, she pushed Kamsa's head and she went upwards. So who was that? That was Durga Devi. Immediately, she went towards the sky and that baby form disappeared, and there appeared this 8-formed younger sister of the Supreme Lord. In her 8 powerful arms, she is holding various weapons. So then the names of the weapons are given. She was holding a bow, arrow, and a sword and shield, trident, and she had Shankha, Gada and Padma. That means she had a conch, then Chakra, sorry, not Padma. She had a Chakra, Sudarshan Chakra, Gada, and she had Shankha. And while she was, and also how did she appear? She was wearing these transcendental clothes, beautifully decorated with jeweled ornaments, flower garlands, and sandalwood paste applied on her. She looked so gorgeous, so beautiful, and so many celestials were around her offering prayers to her, offering her various gifts. Siddha, Charana, Gandharva, Apsara, Kinnara, Uraga, all these demigods, celestials, they were offering her various gifts as Bali, and they were singing her glories. At that time, Durga Devi told Kamsa, you fool, what will you achieve by killing me? The person, your previous enemy, who will kill you, has already taken birth somewhere else. Don't unnecessarily give trouble to this innocent sister of yours, Devaki, or don't give unnecessary trouble to other innocent children. Don't kill them. The one who's going to kill you has already taken birth. After saying this, Bhagavati, right? Bhagavati, why? Because she has the opulences like the Supreme Lord. She went to different places on this earth. She appeared on this earth. Now she went to various places with various names. So in each place she is known by a different name as Annapurna, Durga, Kali, Bhadra, like that. Then Kamsa, after he heard what Durga Devi said, he became really wonderstruck. He was astonished. What was his astonishment? How? Because he's an Asura. Asuras are worshippers of Lord Shiva, Durga Devi, and demigods. So Kamsa, when he saw Durga Devi with 8 arms, then he became, this is a divine form. Now he's able to, recognize the power, right? This is a divine form. And she's saying, first of all, his surprise was how this divine personality took birth from my sister Devaki. That means my sister Devaki is not an ordinary person. She has given birth to a divine person. So this is not, my sister is not an ordinary person. And now he is fearing that what will happen to me. I have given so much torture to my sister who is not an ordinary person. She has given birth to Durga Devi. So he is worried. That's one astonishment, how Durga Devi appeared from Devaki. The other astonishment was that Akashvani said that the 8th child is going to kill me. So generally what will you think? 8th child means a male boy will kill. How Devaki got a girl as the 8th child? And Durga Devi is saying the one that will kill me has already taken birth somewhere else. And that Akashvani said that Devaki's eighth child is going to kill me. Now Durga Devi is saying the one who will kill me is born somewhere else. And how Devaki got this, what do you say, a girl as the eighth child, all these were astonishments. And now he became worried. Oh my God, I have troubled Vasudeva and Devaki so much. So now he became very, very humble in front of them. He released them immediately. He removed all their, bondage, and immediately in great humility, he began to speak to them. What did he say? Aho bhagin yaho bhama. Acha, I think we have to start with 16, right? No, we read this. Aho bhagini, oh my dear sister. Aho bhama. Bhama means, oh beautiful lady. Maya vam bata papmana. Right? I am so sinful. I have committed such, great sins. Maya vam bata papmana purushada ivapatyam bahavo himsita sutaha. Right? Like a Rakshasa, I have, so Rakshasas they can kill their own children. I have killed, your children the way a Rakshasa kills and eats his own child. I have done such great, terrible sins. I have killed so many sons born of you. Like that. Now he is pleading and, regretting in front of Devaki. Certainly this is out of fear, but nevertheless, he gave up his previous demeanor of forcibly taking away and killing. Rather, now he became very humble. And he's saying, Satvaham tyakta karunyas tyakta gyati suhrit khalaha kan lokan vai gamishyami brahma heva mritashvasan. Satvaham tyakta karunyah tyakta gyati suhrit khalaha kan lokan vai gamishyami brahma heva mritashvasan. So, I don't know who's supposed to begin reading. We'll just begin with Chinmay Mataji, alphabetical order.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, go ahead. Jai Shri Ram.
Being merciless and the cruel, I have forsaken all my relatives and the friends. Therefore, like a person who has killed a Brahmana, I do not know to which planet I shall go, either after death or while breathing.
Yes, I've done such sinful activities. What did I do? Being so merciless and cruel, right? Newborn babies. What type of sin is that? And they have not harmed him in any way, nothing, right? Being merciless and cruel, I've forsaken all my relatives and friends. Okay, the babies he killed, what to speak of others? All because of this one Akashvani that he heard, that the eighth child of Devaki is going to kill. He arrested his father, Ugrasen Maharaj, put him in prison. He arrested Devaki and Vasudeva, put them in prison. And he harassed and tortured all his family members, relatives, because he heard from Narad Muni that the demigods have already taken birth. And demigods are the servants of Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu killed you in your previous life. He is going to take birth again as Devaki's eighth child. And the demigods have already taken birth. That means Vishnu is coming soon. So because the demigods have taken birth, he started seeing that the demigods are the helpers of Lord Vishnu. He started torturing them, harassing them. Either they have to submit to him and become his servants, or he will kill them and he will, harass them like anything, torture them like anything. Out of fear of Kamsa, they started running hither and thither, living even in caves and in holes. They were living out of fear of Kamsa. And those who could run away to other kingdoms, they went. So now Kamsa is saying, being merciless and cruel, I have forsaken all my relatives and friends. Therefore, like a person who has killed a Brahmana, I do not know to which planet I shall go, either after death or while breathing. So, see, one thing is your future is spoiled, next life is spoiled, but even in this life, let's say because of some pious activity you had a long life, you're supposed to live a long life, but if you commit certain sins, for example, you make a woman cry, like Dushas and Duryodhan, they made Draupadi cry so much she cried in that assembly hall when they were trying to strip her naked. She cried so much that her tears washed away all the kumkum and sandalwood that was applied on her chest. Everything started going down. So much she cried. That sin, what about touching, grabbing her by the hair and dragging her into assembly? then trying to strip her naked. Each of these offenses was sufficient. Simply touching the hair of a chaste lady was sufficient to reduce that person's life. Even if that person is actually supposed to be living a long life, that very life is also finished. That is one instance. The other instance, Kamsa himself says that, if I kill the baby now while in the womb of my sister, then I will be condemned even while I'm living. Right? I will be as good as dead. What is the value of this life? I'll become so sinful. I will lose all my name, fame, my long life, and I will become a wretched person. That means this life is also finished. Not just that now I will live comfortably in my next life. Who saw next life? Whatever happens, you can no. This life also will be finished. And what to speak of next life? That's the point. So, Kamsa is now saying, like a person who has killed a Brahmana. So Brahmahatya is very dangerous. If you killed a Brahmana, then I do not know to which planet I shall go, either after death or while breathing. So this is like that, like Brahmahatya. I've killed babies, I have tortured relatives. Because of all the things that I've done, I don't know to which planet I'll go after death, or even while breathing, I don't know what will happen to me. My life is ruined, like that. Let me also quickly take a look at Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary. This is text 16. Nothing, no commentary. 17, 18. Okay, 17 also no commentary. We'll just read. 18 has commentary. 17. दैवम् अप्यनृतं भक्ति नमर्त्या एव केवलं यद् विश्रम्भाद् अहं पापः स्वसुर निहतवान् शिशून्. दैवम् अप्यनृतं भक्ति नमर्त्या एव केवलं यद् विश्रम्भाद् अहं पापः स्वसुर निहतवान् शिशून्. Okay, next Narsimha Praladeshwar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Alas, not only human beings, but sometimes even providence lies. And I am so sinful that I believed the omen of providence and killed so many of my sister's children. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So he's saying not only human beings but sometimes even providence lies. So Akashvani means higher authorities. They were speaking. And providence, you take the word of providence as truth. Akashvani came, that means there's unembodied voice. You don't see the body. It's coming from the sky, means there are some celestial beings, higher authorities. So how can they tell a lie? How can they tell a lie? But alas, right? Even providence also lies now. Not only human beings lie, we know, but providence also, the demigod, higher authorities, providence is also lying. But the next point is, but I am so sinful that I believe providence. Kamsa is saying, I am so sinful that I believed providence. So, it's like, based on your own consciousness, you see the world. The world is a reflection of your own consciousness. If you are a sinful person, you will only see everyone as sinful. If you are a lusty person, you will only see lusty things around you. And if you are a devotee, a pure-hearted person, you will only see Krishna consciousness everywhere, like a Mahabhagavat devotee. Whether he sees a devotee or he sees even a sinful person, or even if he sees trees, dead, or even Jada Padartha, what to speak of living beings, they will think, oh, this pillar has so much bhakti for the Lord. In the temple there's a pillar, right? And this pillar is holding up the ceiling for the temple, is doing so much devotional service. I don't do any devotional service. This is the vision of a pure devotee, right? And similarly, if it is a sinful person, he will only see all bad things around. And for us, if I am a great offender myself, I will see everyone is committing offenses. There's so much politics everywhere. Maybe I'm a politician myself, so I'm seeing all that all the time. If I'm a devotee, I will see how everyone is doing so much devotional service. I'm not doing any devotional service. So the world is a reflection of our own consciousness. Actually, there's much more discussion here, just we don't have so much time. Like we were discussing in uh, we were discussing yesterday in Bhagavad Gita, 17th chapter. We were talking about the three types of Shraddha. So Arjun's question was, Arjun was asking Krishna that, and at the end of 16th chapter, you remember, divine and demoniac natures. So towards the end of 16th chapter, Krishna said, anyone who gives up following the Shastra's injunctions, and whatever activities he will do without following Shastra's injunction, by disregarding Shastra's injunction, if he does any activity, he will not get any perfection in that activity, he will not get good result, nor forget about getting, param gatim, that means getting liberation or higher destination. No way, he won't get any success. Therefore, one should not give up Shastric injunction. So, and then by following Shastras only, with Shraddha, in the words of the Shastra, you should carry out your Dharma. So, whether it is material life or spiritual life. Even in spiritual life also, Rupa Goswami says, Shruti, Smriti, Purana Adi, Pancharatri, Vidhim Vina, Aikantiki, Harer Bhakti, Utpataya Kalpate. Without following Shruti, Smriti, Pancharatri Vidhi, if you think you'll follow Bhakti in whichever way you like, and you think you're doing Bhakti, that type of bhakti will not give you any result, higher result. It will simply create disturbance in society, right? For example, Sahajiya system or anything like that. If you do, it's not going to give you any result. So, and even in this material world, you have to follow dharma. So for devotees also, for you to get progress in your spiritual life, you must, if you are not in pure devotional service yet, you follow the dharma that is given by Shastras, even in material life, whatever dharma, right? For Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, what is to be done, what is not to be done, it is said in Shastra. So in the 17th chapter, beginning, Arjun is asking a question of Krishna, that what about those people who don't follow Shastra, okay? They don't follow Shastra, but nevertheless they are also worshipping. They're worshipping different, whether they are doing tapasya, they are doing yoga, or they are, worshipping also, but not following Shastras. To do that activity, and they're doing it with great faith, with great Shraddha, they're doing it. That means they're worshipping with Shraddha, but that whatever they're doing, that activity is not according to Shastra. So, what type of faith is that? Is that faith, what is their destination? What will happen to them? By that worship, are they going to get the result? Because they're doing it with faith, but that activity is not prescribed in Shastra. This is the beginning of the first question in the 17th chapter by Arjun in Bhagavad Gita, and the rest of the chapter is Krishna's answer to that one question. The whole chapter is Krishna's answer to that question. So Krishna says, to explain that Shraddha, what is this Shraddha, right? How does this Shraddha come in a person? Why I am saying this? Because Kamsa is saying, I believe the words of that, Akashwani, that providence. I believed. I am such a sinful person that I believe. Why he believed that? Why he got Shraddha in the words? For example, I mean from his own. Actually, Providence didn't lie. Providence said the right thing only. 8th child is going to kill. That was true. There was no lie in that. But Kamsa is saying that I believed, being sinful, I believed that Providence. So, in that, just because that context came, I am explaining from Bhagavad Gita 17th chapter, that how we get a particular faith. The question is, some people get faith in this, some people, you see different people. Some people are worshipping demigods, some people are worshipping ghosts and spirits, right? So, and some people are worshipping Lord Vishnu. Why? And they have full faith in whatever they're doing. Unless you have faith, you won't get successes in anything. Right? If you don't believe that if I do my job, I will get my salary, Why, if you don't have faith, why you will work? Why you'll go to job every day, right? You need some faith. If the student doesn't have faith that if I study nicely, I will get good grades, and if I get good grades, then my future will be good, I'll get a good job or something. Why the student will have faith? He has some faith, that's why he's putting energy. So everyone has faith in something that they're doing. What is the cause for that faith? That's the question. What is the cause for a person's faith? We are not yet talking about faith in goodness, passion, and ignorance, not yet, but what is the cause for that faith? So I may take 5 more minutes over 8 o'clock quickly. So the thing is that, you see, we are all spirit souls, living entities. And this spirit soul in the conditioned state is covered by avidya. Avidya means ignorance. This living entity covered by avidya and karma is residing in the body of Karanodakshai Vishnu. At that time, there is no subtle body, mind, intelligence, ego, chitta, nothing is there. And your gross body is also not there. Only the spirit soul is there, covered by avidya and karma. When will this happen? So, when there is creation, now for example, right now, let's take present situation. I have my gross body, I have my subtle body, and I live for some time. Okay, let's say I live for 100 years. No chance for that, but I'm just saying, let's say I live for 100 years. After 100 years, I die, and I'll take another body. At that time, what happens? Only my gross body is destroyed. My subtle body is there. My mind, intelligence, ego, chitta is there covering my Atma. Based on that, now I go to the next material body, isn't it? Like this, for how long I will take birth one after another if I don't take to bhakti, I'm saying. If I don't take to bhakti, if I'm not practicing bhakti, if I'm simply doing karma, life after life after life, I'll be taking another body. And then this creation has a time limit, 100 years of Brahma. When 100 years of Brahma is finished, what will happen to all these Baddha Jivas in this universe? Their gross bodies are destroyed when there is pralaya, right? Gross bodies, because there's so much heat, all the bodies are burnt. Gross body is finished. What happens to the subtle body? Subtle body is also destroyed at that time. And just like at the beginning of creation, from Prakriti, Mahat, Ahankara, Tanmatras, Panchabhutas, then Indriyas, they all came. Once again, all those go back into Prakriti. This is called reverse creation, annihilation. So everything enters into Prakriti. What is remaining? The living entities covered by their ignorance and karma is there. These living entities go into Karanodakashai Vishnu, and this Prakriti also goes into Karanodakashai Vishnu, and it stays there until next creation. When is next creation? When the Lord glances on Prakriti. It can happen how much ever time it takes. It's completely on his desire. Sometimes he may desire to sleep for half an hour. He won't open his eyes. Then there's no creation. And maybe as soon as he closes, he'll blink again. He'll just open right away and there is another creation. But whenever there is next creation, again these living entities, same procedure will start. Prakriti will produce Mahat, Ahankara, so on and so forth. And with that elements, the universal shell is formed. Then the Lord Karanodakashai Vishnu enters inside the universe as Garbhodakashai Vishnu, fills it with his perspiration. Half of the universe is filled with his perspiration. Then he takes all these elements into his belly, and there like a pregnant woman, like the embryo is growing inside, Virata is growing inside his womb. After 1000 years, through the lotus, right, stem of lotus, the Virata takes birth, and on top of the lotus flower there is Brahma. So Brahma is born, Virata is born at the same time. Brahma in that lotus is having all these conditioned Jivatmas that were impregnated by Karanodakashai Vishnu into Prakriti. At this time, Brahmaji, seeing the karma of each Jivatma, is giving him subtle body. What he gives? Chitta, Ahankara, Mana, Buddhi. Okay? This Chitta, what is Chitta? In English, we don't have a proper word for that. Subtle body, generally we say mind, intelligence, false ego. There's another one called Chitta. Chitta or Chittam. Chittam is just like that Mahat Tattva. In the universal level, it is Mahat Tattva. A portion of that Mahat Tattva, when given to an individual Jivatma, is called Chittam. Just like there's universal intelligence, a portion of that is given to individual, it's also called Buddhi only, intelligence only. Mind also, it's called same. But Mahat Tattva has a different name when it is given to individual soul. It is called Chittam. What is the function of this Chittam? Chittam is the storehouse of all our samskaras. Or samskaras means Our karma, which was there with us, avidya and karma is there, that karma is installed in my subtle body, in chittam, in the form of samskaras. That's the point. So originally when Brahmaji gave you that chittam, the subtle body chittam, when he gave, it is pure, it is in the mode of goodness. Huh? But as soon as he gave that, that means chittam is pure. Mahatattva is made of the mode of goodness. So that chittam which is given to us is pure. It's like a clean slate, like a white paper. And on that, all your karma is installed. Now what happened to that chittam? It becomes contaminated by your karma. So depending on your karma, so karma means what? It is all the activities that you have done and the impressions and the reactions of that karma. So if you have done primarily activities in goodness, now your chittam will have samskaras in goodness. If you have done primarily activities in ignorance, now your chittam will have samskaras in ignorance. If you have done activities in passion, now you have samskaras of passion. You understand? So now your personality is, your subtle body is carrying your samskaras. So you have samskaras of goodness, passion and ignorance. Some people are, that's why you say someone is a good person, someone is a bad person. How? This person is envious person, this is a very charitable person. When do all these things come out? These things come out after the body is given to you, the subtle body is given to you. That means you are not that. You are actually a pure spirit soul. Karma is temporary, isn't it? It is finished. So these samskaras are there. Based on these samskaras, now your intelligence is also formed. So your intelligence also becomes kubuddhi or subuddhi. You have bad samskaras, you'll have a bad intelligence. You have good samskaras, you'll have good intelligence. And when you have bad intelligence, mind also acts in the same way. What is the function of mind? Accepting, rejecting. When you have kubuddhi, bad intelligence, you will accept bad things and you will reject good things. Your mind. So in this way, based on chitta, mind and intelligence, your subtle body is formed, which is now, whether it is either in the mode of goodness, passion or ignorance, and based on those samskaras, that is your shraddha now. You understand? Because my intelligence, what is the intelligence function? Determining, deciding, right? So decision is the function of intelligence. Nirnayatmakaha buddhi. Buddhi's function is nirnay karna, to decide what is right, what is wrong, right? Now if your buddhi itself is bad because of bad samskaras, you will choose the wrong things all the time. I mean, you'll decide something that is wrong to be good. And your mind also will accept the bad things as good. It will accept and it will reject the good things. And you form that type of shraddha. And then based on that shraddha, you will worship some concocted form, or you will consider someone as good, someone else as bad, depending on your own samskaras. So, and that's why karma is very intricate and it is very vicious. Based on your samskaras, now you are acting. And based on what you are acting, you are creating more samskaras. So it's like a chain, right? You're stuck in that. How do you come out of these samskaras? How can you change these samskaras? When you turn to bhakti. Because bhakti is not coming from goodness, passion and ignorance. Everything in this material world is coming from these three modes only. Goodness, passion and ignorance. Even your mind, your intelligence, your chittam, all this is coming from the modes of goodness, passion and ignorance. So therefore, when you have more goodness in your samskara, your mind is in goodness, then your worship also will be in goodness. Because you have those samskaras, your shraddha is in samskara. Then further on we will read, worship in goodness means those who worship demigods, right? And then those who are in the mode of passion, right? Samskaras are in passion, then their shraddha will be in passion. They will be worshipping bhuta preta like that. Different types of worship will come. So your shraddha is formed based on your samskaras, and all these things, your instruments, your mind, intelligence and chitta, all these things are made of the three modes of material nature. What is our goal now? We have to transcend the three modes. I hear it all the time. I think it's like this. I don't agree with this. But I am not this at all. Whatever opinions and impressions I have, that is not me. These are the impressions formed in my mind. This is the function of false ego, ahankara. Ahankara makes me feel that I am, this is my opinion. This is, I like this, I don't like this. Actually, it's not me. Because me, I am a pure soul. A pure soul is pure. It's not fat, thin, greedy, envious, nothing. Satchidananda Vigraha, it is pure. But because of this extraneous imposition, right, in the form of samskaras, just like, you have a crystal and you put a red cloth on top of that, it gives red light, isn't it? Like that, the soul is pure like that crystal, and this red cloth on top is like the impressions that you have, samskaras that you have. So how to remove these samskaras coming from the modes and replace them with bhakti samskaras? Then when this avidya is removed, all this is happening because of avidya. Because of avidya only I am getting subtle body, gross body. When avidya is removed, then I will see myself as a spirit soul. And if I am following bhakti, I will see myself as a servant of Krishna. I won't see anything else. How to come to that point, how to remove that avidya, that will happen when we take to the process of bhakti, or you can take to the process of jnana. But even higher than jnana is bhakti, because in jnana you only come up to the understanding of Brahman realization. In bhakti you can realize Bhagavan, and even in Bhagavan you can realize Krishna. And then how to take to bhakti now? To take to bhakti, when you get the association of a pure devotee, when you hear about the glories of bhakti from Shastra, when you get a strong faith, drida shraddha in bhakti, in Bhagavan, then we will start performing pure devotional service. All anarthas are removed. Anarthas are removed means all these material samskaras are finished. Once you come to Nishta stage means you don't have avidya anymore. You are out of avidya already. So this is the procedure. So here Kamsa is saying that I am so sinful that alas, not only human beings, but sometimes even providence lies. And I am so sinful that I believed the omen of providence. I believed, right? I believed that omen. Why you believed like that and killed so many of my sister's children? Believing is also not so bad, right? We also believe what the providence said. There's nothing wrong with what the providence said. But believing this, what did he do? He came up with his own solution. I will kill all the babies, in that way I will protect myself. And he had his own set of friends. Why he got those type of friends? Birds of the same feather flock together. Sinful person will have sinful friends. Why? Because he has those samskaras, like-minded people. He'll go to those people who have similar samskaras. They form together. They form an alliance, a group. So the solution is we have to first come out of this false identification with the body. I'm not this body. These ideas are not my ideas. These are all falsely imposed on me. I think I hate this person. I think that's not a good person. This is a good person. That is my friend. This is my enemy. None of this is true. All this is artificial, superficial. Reality is we are all parts and parcels, and even higher than that, we are all servants of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. With that note, I will end. I went 12 minutes over time. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granth-raj, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. So we'll probably continue like this for 4 more days. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We'll only do Bhagavatam class, short class.